As an Asian boy growing up in Southeast Asia, any other console besides the PlayStation never existed. You're considered lucky to even own a console because Asian parents. Even when you go over to your friend's place for some of that sweet split-screen gaming, it's always on a PlayStation. Now, if you go over to your friend's place and he pulls out an Xbox, you'll just end up playing makeshift football outside because it's just not the same. It's like handing a spearmint Mentos to a kid when all he really wanted was the mint one. Sure, it's a Mentos, but it's just not the same. Actually, even up to this date, Microsoft doesn't have a strong presence in the Asian console market. This means that even if you do own the Xbox One or the Series X, the warranties are usually covered by the game shop instead of officially by Microsoft. Now, if any part of your Xbox were to fail, it'll be fixed with a third-party hardware and your Xbox will never be 100% genuine again. In short, most, if not all, Southeast Asians are what they call Sony pony. So this pony right here wants to know just how good the Halo games are, because on just about any post that has PlayStation on it, the argument of Halo is better or Xbox has Halo is always being brought up. Maybe, just maybe, I will love Halo. Now, 26 years of my life, the only thing I know about Halo is that Halo 2's theme song is the best thing to hit my ear. So I got myself the Master Chief Collection on discount, booted it up and started logically with Halo Combat Evolved, and I hated it. Oh wait, intro. Welcome to episode 3 of Backlog Review. Today we'll be checking out Halo Combat Evolved to see whether the argument of Xbox is better because we have Halo is valid or not.
Yank me.
The Seinfeld effect. I can't find a comment on Reddit that explains this effect, and googling it gave me no results. But essentially what this comment said was that experiencing a game way past its revolutionary era, we tend not to feel the full effect because others have already done it and expand on it and throw out whatever that doesn't work. To that I say is very, very true. Now, visiting a high-profile game like Halo, Doom or Half-Life a decade or more after its revolutionary state requires a different mindset altogether. You cannot just say graphics, ew, gameplay shallow, yucks. You have to treat it like a classic game. But this is different. I'm playing the anniversary version, a remake 10 years later which is then ported to PC. So I think, story aside, I can look at this game with a modern lens, and also because I don't want to undermine what the original did. The moment I draw my weapon for the first time and just, what the hell is this? No, not the red triangle dude, this. What is this crosshair, man? Okay, so the pistol's crosshair is still passable, I would say, but switching over to the assault rifle, oh my god. I get trying to remaster the game faithfully, but I believe this falls under quality of life improvements that just needs to be improved upon. At the very least, let us resize the damn thing. The biggest issue I have with the game are the level designs. It's just so f***ing frustrating to just travel between objectives, especially since it's not clear where you're supposed to go. Now, I'm personally okay with not having an objective marker, but when every room, every corridor, every f***ing wall looks the same, how the f*** am I supposed to know where I'm going? Outdoors is 100% fine. In fact, I really loved it when the game put me outdoor, but most of the time you'll spend indoors and it's just f***ing frustrating. How are we supposed to know that the way to the next objective is in this f***ing dark small corridor? Just what the f*** is this shit? I really don't think it's a console limitation, but even if it was, it wouldn't make sense since I'm playing the remastered version. Shouldn't they have taken the time to at least make better attempt to switch up the assets? How many times do I have to see the same 4 f***ing walls over and over and over and over again? And the only way to know that I've gone the right way is that a music will start playing. Here's an example. I've crossed this bridge 4 times. 3 of them were just silent. So I began to question myself, maybe I've just been walking around in circles because the enemy spawns are the same. So I gave it another shot, and what do you know? Music started playing. Only then I realized, well, I guess this is the right way. There is also a level that you'll spend tearing your hair out. The library. F me. This mission pissed me off so much. Not only are you dealing with this zombie thing they call flood, you're also constantly getting f***ing one shot by this rocket launcher wielding flood. And this mission is just following this guardian for half an hour. Now, to add extra salt to my already corroded wound, the second half of the game requires me to backtrack. That's right, I spent the first few hours going from A to B to C to D. Now I have to make my way back from D to A. Fuck. Thankfully, this doesn't include the library, but still. Fuck.
Please follow closely. This portal is the first of 10.
Some of the design choices are quite questionable as well, like how sparse the ammo and health packs are. In the beginning of every mission, you're equipped with a pistol and an assault rifle, but the enemy takes quite a lot of bullets to kill, and there are a lot of enemies. So much so that in about 5 minutes, you'll just run out of ammo on both your guns, which then forces you to loot the Covenant's gun, which are quite decent to use. I especially like the plasma rifle, but this creates a really weird playstyle. Like, why bother giving me weapons at all when it's more effective to just pick up other weapons from the get-go? Another really bad thing I want to bring up is the checkpoint system. Me. There's just so many times where I'm literally steps away from an objective only to die by a sticky nade or a fucking rocket launcher, and then I'm back all the way from a checkpoint 5 minutes ago. This can easily be solved by a manual save, but of course it doesn't exist. The closest thing you get is a save and quit option. Even that doesn't give you a custom save point. You'll just start at a save point the game predetermined. Again, quality of life improvements that just isn't there. The story for the most part is pretty decent, although it would have been better if they had explained things a little bit more. It's all Halo this, Halo that, but it doesn't tell you why you're here and why are you fighting these red and yellow triangle things half the time. And who are these zombie looking things? Why are they called the Flood? What am I doing in this library? There's just so many things happening before any explanation is done. It isn't bad, it's just jarring.
Installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.
Towards the end of the game, it suffers the same fate as the original Crisis, or Crisis suffered the same fate as Halo. But towards the end of the game where they've introduced the Flood, it really reminds me of the original Crisis where you're fighting aliens in their spaceship. I don't know why we needed to be here, I don't know why we need to kill them, and I cannot stand the absolute shit that is the level design on this chapter. First, I take 2 elevators down, walk through some bridge, take 1 elevator up, walk around again through some bridge, and then take 2 or 3 more elevators up to escape? What the fuck? Again, a change of assets would have been really helpful. Now on to some of the things I quite enjoy, and in at number 1, the outdoors. So I'm not sure if this is intentional or not to make the indoors so dreadful, just so it widely contrasts the outdoors, but being able to explore a pretty huge open field is really great. Although this too is slightly undermined by the lack of good crosshair, which makes combat a little bit more up close than I like. Sure, there are some sniper rifles lying around, but those are really rare. Second is the little bit of sandbox experiences here and there. Again, this falls under the outdoor point, but I think separating them is fair. So in open fields, you see some vehicles like a tank, a banshee and a ghost. There are some turrets here and there, but I really didn't bother. The great thing about this is that I get to do whatever I want. I can run over enemies, obliterate them with their own banshee. It's a very create your own adventure that I really miss in recent games. Little glitchy things like bringing the ghost indoors and defying the game just reminds me of the time where games cannot control what you do. I really enjoy these moments and I just wish there were more of them. The best quality of life improvement is actually the ultra-wide support, no modding needed. What surprised me were the cutscenes. They're all in-game and not pre-rendered CGI, and it just looks really good.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
But that's really the only few things I enjoy with Halo Combat Evolved. Oh, there was also multiplayer, but it took me 5 minutes to find a game. It's pretty alright, I guess. Nothing fancy and nothing really stuck out to me, and I really couldn't be bothered going into it again. I don't think it'll change my perception of the game since I'm not really a multiplayer guy myself. Now, I don't dislike a game just to shit on it, but if you ask me, a game isn't defined by its gameplay and story combined, but a game should have at least one of them that excels it for me to truly enjoy it. Take any recent Assassin's Creed for example. Story-wise, it's all over the place, but the gameplay is so enjoyable that the story takes backseat. Life is Strange's gameplay really isn't all that great, but the story takes front stage and I'm invested enough to ignore the gameplay. But with Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, both of them fall short and I can't help but hate it. I just wish there were more varied assets and quality of life improvements, but Anniversary is just boring and in no way does it validate the Xbox has Halo argument. Now I'm going into Halo 2, so maybe that will be a better experience.
Halo. It's finished.
No, I think we're just getting started.